So, you might be wondering why we're messing around with a new video format. Well,
we found something that defies Let's Playing. Hell, it basically defies being played, but we'll get to that.
say hello to Dinosaurs, a very real, officially licensed PS1 game. And despite the fact that its cover art is a blatant rip-off of The Land Before Time, it is fully localised in English, French and German. Which is good, I guess. If you're unfortunate enough to put this game in your PS1, you'll be confronted with this screen. Logically, you select the first thing there. It's a projector, sure, but we've played Fahrenheit with its pretentious new movie start game button. This is probably the same. So you select it and this happens.
So yeah, badly animated dinosaurs over infomercial music. Awesome! These dinosaurs seem to be getting all excited because of an egg that's about to hatch. They then proceed to have a debate on how to best hatch the— Oh my Jesus! What the guys, that is not how you hatch an egg. That is not how you baby. Please put the hammer down.
Anyway, some time passes and the baby, Tio, seems to have latched on to Cree, the bird dinosaur thing from earlier, and they spend most of their time playing together. Understandably, Tio's father, this miserable bastard, thinks that a child spending most of their time playing with what, as far as we can tell, is a full-grown adult, is kind of weird.
You hang around too much with Cree as it is. He has a bad influence on you.
He's also not exactly thrilled to find Cree trying to teach his son to fly. Unsuccessfully, obviously.
What the hell is going on here? Learn to fly! Cree, what have you been up to with my son?
You've probably noticed by now that the voice acting isn't very good, and doesn't sync up with the mouth movements very well, and that everything about this makes you doubt the existence of any form of higher power or that anything good can exist within this universe.
Don't worry, that's perfectly normal.
So when does the intro movie stop and the game start? Anyway, his evil father insists that Tio go to school where he's taught by this thing called, Oral? Oro?
Oro's okay.
Probably Oro. And we find out that he's invented a device for predicting when a volcano will erupt, because of course he has!
It works!
When the device starts showing signs of an eruption, Tio and some other blue dinosaur we never bothered to remember the name of go to get all the other dinosaurs in the village, I guess? They all show up and decide Oro is probably full of shit because he thinks the dinosaurs will one day be able to fly.
How do you predict an eruption with that strange contraption over there?
The other dinosaurs say that they'll think about maybe listening to him later, maybe if they feel like it, but probably not.
Also, did you really think we'd miss Ducky from The Land Before Time if you put her in the background, you cheeky bastards?
Actually, there's a lot of weird shit that just sort of happens. There's this Anguirus-looking motherfucker called Peak who speaks entirely in rhyme for no discernible reason.
Tio is trying to learn to fly. That's what made him cry. Dance with elegance. Tio invites the bride to dance. Shut up, Peak, or you're a freak.
And then there's these birds that are just sort of there and do narration from time to time, often in wholly unsuitable poses. Well, one of them narrates, the other just watches.
Creepy. They also insist on pronouncing Dino as Dino.
Another little Dino.
The little Dino.
The other Dino. Beautiful Dino.
That gets annoying. Anyway, Tio and Cree decide to go off for a secret rendezvous the next day and swim with the crocodiles. Also, Tio has a towel. Dinosaurs had the technology to create towels, didn't you know? Apparently they did. And are we really supposed to be okay with the fact that this child is still hanging around with this guy who's been shown to be immensely irresponsible with children and is willing to lie about meeting with them so the parents don't know? I mean, it's just a bit weird, it's all I'm saying.
So they get to the swimming hole, some dumb stuff happens with the crocodiles that's not even worth dignifying with the description, and shock. The volcano erupts and everyone is forced to take shelter in a cave.
Oh, it's hot. Let's get out of here.
Only Tio, Cree and the crocodiles seem to make it, the latter of which complain about the possibility of turning into a fire lizard. Which sounds fucking awesome, so I don't know why they're so opposed to the idea. Also, lol, crocodile tears.
Of course, the crocodile didn't turn into a fire lizard.
Oh good! The birds survived. So our heroes, seemingly sustaining themselves on hopes and wishes, unless that cave happened to have a Burger King in there or something, wait a few weeks whilst the outside becomes safe again before searching for survivors in the newly created wasteland. Sadly, they find Oro. Of crocodiles leave because I guess they ran out of animations for them or something, or I suggest they pick a random direction and just keep going that way, which I guess is as good a plan as any at this point. After a little while, they run into some apes, because of course they do. There's some tension that resolves itself so quickly I'm not even really sure why it's there, and the dinosaurs decide to stay with the apes for a while because what else is there to do? Oh, could you just fucking not with that face again, please?
You're a cute ape. What's your name?
Come on, man, you have a problem. Leave that child alone. So Cree befriends a little ape kid and eventually learns that some dinosaurs had passed by some time before, so our trio goes off to look for them, hoping them to be Tio's parents. When they find the dinosaurs, who out of sheer dumb luck are actually the ones from their village, they discover that they've all gone a little bit weird, sniffed hot ash, and are now cannibals.
What?
They also find the little blue dinosaur and peek because we were so worried that something might have happened to them.
My heart just fills with joy that I can see you, boy.
Turns out that Tio's parents did in fact come by this way, but left the group when they started to eat meat. Hey, these guys might be bloodthirsty cannibals, but they respect your life choices.
So they leave the cannibals behind and find Gazelle. Really? Gazelles? Apes, birds, gazelles, and dinosaurs all living together. Yep, that's fucking great, that's fine. So anyway, they talk to a crocodile there who's voiced by one of the other actors pinching their nose.
Dino's much bigger than you.
Yes.
And are pointed in the right direction where they stumble upon an earlier scene. Right?
No, it's another baby dinosaur called Tio 2. Apparently, rather than searching for their son, Tio's parents assumed he was dead and just made another one. And wait a minute, if they've just lost a child, then why the fuck are they so indifferent about their new one that just let him wander the forest, alone, or he could stumble into any old weirdo? Like this guy. So Tio finds his parents, his dad's still a bit of a dick, and they adopt the blue dinosaur, and...
Will you show me how to fly? Don't you dare, Cree. Later, when it's dark, there's a rock over there. But, psst, don't tell anyone.
Okay, this is seriously fucked up. Why is no one putting a stop to this? And finally, at long last, the game can begin.
That was the game. This disc is nothing more than a super low-res video disc of a shitty 40-minute cartoon that's in disguise as a game and plays only on a dedicated gaming system. This is a thing, a real thing. Again, Sony licensed product. Sony were apparently fine with this. I mean, yeah, sure, there's a paint program and a slidey block puzzle on the disc too, but the moment we start treating stuff like that as a video game on a 5th generation console, we might as well just stop trying.
It wouldn't be so bad, but there is no redeeming qualities here. I mean, the cartoon is terribly acted, terribly animated, terribly edited, and terribly localized, because this obviously wasn't originally in English. There's just no point to this. There's no moral to take away from it. Unless you count intellectual property theft is fine as long as no one notices, or do not sniff hot ash because it'll make you want to eat people, which I'm pretty sure is a vicious falsification. I've known so many people who sniff hot ash. They don't eat people.
You know the worst part? They did this more than once. Phoenix Games seemingly published a handful of games like this. At least most seem to be on the PS2, which was at least a DVD player as well, so it's not so weird. There's a PS2 version of Dinosaurs as well, by the way. Yay. The company thankfully stopped being a thing in 2011, but if you can find their old website, you'll see they proudly claim to be the only European super-budget publisher. They talked at length about how they were awesome because they could develop and publish a game in 3 to 5 months.
You don't get to be proud of that if you make shit like this. The only people who would buy this are clueless parents or grandparents who don't understand their video games, but want to buy something for a kid who likes dinosaurs. A gift given out of love. But if a kid received this in 2003, yes, this came out the same year as the first Call of Duty. Let that sink in. If a kid received this, it'd just fucking ruin their day. One of the most depressing aspects about this whole thing are the Amazon reviews. Like, people have actually gone out and bought this for real children. Like, children that actually exist. And if it weren't for dinosaurs, maybe these kids could have been someone.
I mean, how hard is it to make a video game about dinosaurs? I mean, surely the simple addition of dinosaurs would make anything better, right?
Being right all the time.
Hey guys, if you liked the video, you can like it, like, you know, by actually the little thumbs up, but don't feel obligated because I appreciate that social pressure is really not actually very cool. And don't let anyone fucking make you do something you don't want to do.
Anyway, if you want to see Dinosaur Week, then as soon as it goes live, we'll put a link to it right here. We'll also put a link to some other videos which you can watch, if you want.
One day he wound up in a hospital bed, full of drugs with a trip in his head. He started a war with a rival gang, a gang led by a jellyfish.
It wouldn't be so bad, but there are just no redeeming qualities here.
Acting. Shatnerizing at an alarming rate. Must buy girdle.
For massive man girth.